So I woke up feeling kind of like nauseous, just like I had the stomach flu. So I was like, nah, I'm probably just nervous. Like, I played a lot, so I was like, all right, like, you go to school, I'll be fine. We get to the game, I'm still feeling super gross. I played and I didn't play very well and we got smoked. And then I was like, all right, well, at least I'll feel a little bit better. And then the whole rest of the week I went to school and just like felt the same, like super nauseous.
There wasn't like a initial event. He just seemed like he had the flu for a little bit and just kind of felt awful. And so stayed home from school. After about a week, we decided to start asking some doctors, and that led us on a journey of many doctors and natural and traditional medicines.
And then I think, it's just been an incredibly difficult journey to kind of watch somebody you love with everything you have, just suffer.
And then I got to a point where I'd go out for warm-ups and I'd have to come off the floor and throw up, and then we'd go into the locker room and I'd go into the bathroom and throw up, and then we'd come back out to play, and every time I came off the floor, I would puke.
So we saw infectious disease people and gastro people and went down different diets and supplements and meds and whatever to try to help him. We did that for probably 7 or 8 months before we decided to take him to Mayo Clinic.
And I remember feeling so discouraged because we couldn't, nobody had an answer. Everywhere I went to was yeah, you seem fine, nothing's really wrong, I don't think anything's wrong with you. And I'm sitting there just well, something's wrong. I can't keep food down, I can't sleep, I can't do anything. And so finally they send us to do this one test. It's called a tilt table test, right? So they strap you down onto a table and they tilt you up to a vertical position. And immediately my heart rate spiked to 180 or 190. And I got super dizzy and felt like I was gonna puke and felt like I was gonna pass out. And so okay, I got done. And we get the results back, and it turns out I have this condition called Postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which is basically autoimmune / blood disorder. And I couldn't sleep. So when I say I couldn't sleep, it was maybe an hour a night, maybe 2 on a good night. And then a lot of nights it was 0. So we found out what it is, what can we do? Can I take a pill? Do I take this medicine? And they were there's really nothing we have, we don't have a cure for it.
You want to help, and we couldn't help, and so it's things hey, I feel terrible today, and then you feel like the worst parent in the world making them go to school. Sorry, get out of bed, go to school. And so I think for us as parents, that's one of the things Mayo helped us with, was to be yes, I know that you think you're helping by just letting him lay around. You're not. You need to help him to keep moving forward, help him to keep doing some things. And so I think that's, I think we're grateful.
We had a phone interview with Mayo again for this outpatient program that they have. It's a 2.5 month or 2 month thing in Rochester, Minnesota for people or for kids that have the same thing I do, where it's meant to help you live, basically, to where you can go to school and where you can do things that you want to do. Packed up and we left for a couple months, and it was hard.
So it was no meds, no doctors, just you have to figure out how to live with this thing and not let it stop your life.
For the Flying Dutchman, a 6'3" junior from Zeeland, number 2, Eli Schoonveld.
Deemer, the tallest player at 6'5". Another block by Schoonveld. Oh my goodness, Schoonveld. He's just about everywhere right now.
Leaves it for his point guard, Dykstra. Lob to
Oh, wow.
Eli Schoonveld.
the house down, big fella.
Perfectly timed alley-oop from Clayton Dykehouse.
Schoonveld, ultra aggressive there, top of the key. Hope lighting it up from the long line here. Dykehouse forced out wide by Ackerman. Schoonveld, right wing triple. Oh, Eli Schoonveld, if he can add that to his game consistently, he becomes a really, really dangerous player on the offensive end.
Without question, he's the most elite athlete I've ever coached in 35 years. Without question. And I've coached a lot of really great players. But as an athlete, the way he can run and jump is incredible. And then his greatest asset is his will, his stubborn will. He's such a tough kid, and you factor that in with his athleticism, it's remarkable. And so he goes from, so I described that, and then it's like having this, I don't know, most expensive car in the world and it just stays in your garage. You don't really get a chance to drive it. It's unfair.
He does tend to pass out with high intensity activity, and so he can often feel that coming, and so we try to get him off the court then and into a quiet space, so he has kind of that privacy and space to pass out then. And so for me, it's just trying to experience that, with him and be there for him, and just kind of monitor the situation and making sure that he's okay through that.
Coming into college, it's like gradually gotten a little bit better to where I can like play a little bit and function. But it's still there, like I don't feel good ever. And I still can't really sleep. Like I get 2 or 3 or 4, max 4 hours of sleep.
And then of course, then his body will let him know when he can't play. And that, again, that's a crazy thing that most people don't understand. He will get to the point where he's either gonna throw up or he's gonna pass out. And that's crazy when you think about it. But while all that increases in demand, his performance is, he's had some hallmark moments.
Light the lamp for the grad senior.
Schoonveld, whoa, whoa!
Does his dad?
I was mostly scared of my mom. I had a conversation with her a couple days earlier where it was like, oh hey mom, like I'm going to play in this Gus Macker, and she was like, I don't think you should, like you're gonna get hurt. And I was like, Mom, I'm fine, I'll be fine, I won't get hurt.
He texted me and said, hey, could you look at my knee? He thinks I tore my ACL. And at that point I was just like I just didn't have words. Like, why for him?
Eli's reaction was like any athlete's. You're just pissed right away, and you're bummed, and what could have been, and my senior year, and all of those disappointing factors. And you give yourself that space to feel those things, and it's okay. And then after a couple days, it's like, all right, this is what we're gonna do this, and this is at least something we can fix. So let's fix your knee, and then you can get back to it.
So he never was like, woe was I, or pity me. He would always go external instead of going internal, and that's something I truly admire about him, because a person in his shoes, it would be so easy to look internal at all the things that are going wrong in your life, but he would always look external and try to help other people like myself.
He's everything to this team, and to see him go down, one of your leaders, one of your main voices, one of your main captain guys, it was devastating for the whole team. And then midway through the fall, I ended up hurting my other knee, and obviously I was upset. Like, I was feeling really good, it was gonna be a good season, and as soon as he heard about it, he was right there, like texting me every single day, checking on me. You need anything? If you need anything, hit me up, whatever. He's just been like, check how my family's been, how's school going, like how's the knee feeling. It's just, he's somebody that you want to be able to talk to all the time.
And he could very easily be salty and sour that I don't get to play and just kind of sit there and observe. And he turned into an assistant coach, a team leader, a captain who's just going to pour into his guys. And then I get to hear the stories from his teammates that truly appreciate it. And he's changed lives within our season. So those are moments that you just realize as a coach why we do what we do.
myself and Eli had a similar vision of what our team could be, but we didn't just think about our potential, we thought about what we had to be doing on an everyday basis to realize that potential. So by him being a captain, it was someone who had a bird's eye view of everything that was happening, which was truly valuable. And he would be motivating guys to get after it in the weight room, which is a critical part of our team's success. So having a captain like Eli next to me and Clay, it was easy to control a team of great players and make them into great men as well and create a great team.
Struggle is hard. We all go through hard stuff, and then there's usually an end to the struggle. And I look at his situation, there really isn't an end to his struggle. He just finds a way, in an unbelievably courageous, stubborn way, to manage it, which I don't think any of us can truly understand.
He's my hero. So I think to watch somebody it's just a grind. It's a grind. And nobody really knows. He's good at faking it. And to see how I think God has shaped his heart to be stubborn and sour sometimes, but then so kind and caring for other people, that he looks out for them, that he sees them. That's courageous. I think that that's a hero. And there's a Bob Goff quote, "Not all heroes wear capes," right, in one of his books. And I think that's what it is. And I think, for me, it's what's helped get me through is to watch him, live.
I've learned a lot. I think the biggest one is life is tough, and you're gonna get knocked down. Regardless of if you haven't yet, you will. And I can guarantee you that, but you just have to get up. I feel like I get punched in the gut every morning because I'm just I feel terrible, but it's okay, well, just get through the day. You're okay. Get through the day. So I've learned that. I've learned that you need to ask for help. And I'm not somebody who usually wants to ask for help. I'm super reserved and I don't really like to talk about things. But nobody is too tough to ask for help. And people are good and people want to help, and you can't do it by yourself. And I've learned that everybody goes through their own stuff. The most put together people have stuff that they're struggling with behind the scenes. And like I said earlier, your kindness might be the difference in their day, or might be the difference in them doing something that they shouldn't versus not doing that. So I've just tried to be super positive and have a positive outlook on life, because it's hard and we need more people that are positive and spread kindness.